What you are looking at is what referred to as wet stacking. Wet stacking is very common in diesel engine. And what is wet stacking? Wet stacking simply means three combination of substance: one, unburned fuel; two, oil; and three, carbon. That is what you are looking at. You can see it. That is what you call wet stacking. Wet stacking is usually found in your diesel in your exhaust. Is there. What actually causes? Don't worry, that is what I'm going to discuss in this video. I'll talk about the causes, the solution, and how to prevent it. These three things is what I'm going to talk right in this video. Wet stacking is usually caused when diesel engine run for a very long time without enough load. That is why it's very common in generator. When you see heavy duty generator, you mostly likely see wet stacking there, because when you run the generator under sufficient load, it's going to result into this. And because diesel engine is built to run hot and hard, so that there will not be incomplete combustion. And when you see this, something like this, oil coming from your exhaust, dripping down from your exhaust, that is to tell you that you are having what's referred to as wet stacking. Let's talk about the causes of wet stacking. Number one cause of wet stacking is underload. When the load is not sufficient for the engine. Imagine you have a 30 kVA generator, but the load you are putting on it is not even up to 2 kg. Definitely what you refer to as wet stacking will surely happen, because there is going to be, the engine is going to run as if it's not carry any load, and before you know it, you are going to have unburned fuel, oil, and carbon will build up, and that resulted into what we refer to as wet stacking. And number two is short trips. When you run short trips so frequent, or if it's in generator, when you on your generator just only 10 to 15 minutes, you are going to have what you call wet stacking. And what is number three? Number three is cold temperature. When the temperature is very cold, this can also result into wet stacking, because we are going to is going to affect the engine, will not reach optimum temperature, and that will also result into wet stacking. And what's number four? Incomplete combustion, or you call it incorrect mixture. When the mixture of fuel and air is not proportionate, that's also resulted to it. It could be that you are having a bad injector, not only that, or you are having clogged air filter. That could also be why you are having wet stacking. Now let's talk about the symptoms. Look at these very well. Do you see a drip of oil, blacky, like conch, dripping out of that exhaust? That is what is referred to as wet stacking. Number two symptom is when you see a thick black smoke coming out of your exhaust. That could be another example of wet stacking. Or when you see an engine not performing very well, or rough running, of rough idle, or misfiring. These are all symptoms of wet stacking in diesel engine. So what is the solution? If it's a generator, ensure you run it on the load bank testing. Use load bank testing on that gen. The load bank testing will ensure that the gen is stressed, work harder than usual, and that will ensure that your exhaust line will dry. And what is number two? Ensure that you have proper maintenance. When I mean maintenance, I mean proper maintenance. You have your air cleaner clean, and ensure that you have good injector. Now, how to prevent it? How to prevent it? I'll tell you 3 ways in which you can prevent it. Don't idle for too long. Don't idle for too long. Then use load bank if you are running on generator, and avoid short trips. Then have a proper maintenance. These are what you need to know about wet stacking. Do you enjoy the video? Have you ever experienced anything like wet stacking before? Then tell me in the comment section. I'll be there to answer all your comments. See you in another video where I talk about different things, because this is all you need to know about well stacking in diesel engine. Thanks for listening to me. See you.